The fifth rotation, Utah at the vault, Alabama on bars, the beam for UCLA. Georgia's at the floor exercise. Michigan and Nebraska have buys. Valerie Kondos Field one rotation away from her second national championship. But she knows that UCLA was in a similar position in the regionals and fell 3 times on the beam. She's talking to Doni Thompson, who will lead off, and Val told us that Doni knows how important this event is. She's feeling the pressure a little bit. Doni is not really her usual freshman. 6 years ago, she burst onto the national scene by winning the all-round at the 1994 Olympic Festival. Lost her passion for the sport, took a 3-year break, concentrated on diving, but decided that it was time for a comeback.
I kind of started coming back working out just for fun. There was no pressure at all, and I didn't let people really know I was going to be competitive for like a year, and I decided I wanted to get back into it because I really missed competing. It's just a new atmosphere. Everybody's really happy. Everybody's always up. Your team is there to support you 100%, and it's just like, it's a little family. It's great.
And Amanda, she had a real shot at making your Olympic team in 1996 before deciding to leave the sport for that hiatus.
Well, I think it's very hard when you lose your passion, when you lose your love. It's hard to train as much as it takes to make the Olympics, but it's nice to see her back and enjoying it again.
Now, we'll be able to tell very early on whether or not she's nervous, and she certainly didn't look so there.
Solid flight series. Doni has one of the most important positions here, starting off the team on the balance beam, getting her team into rhythm.
After a long layoff, what are the most difficult things to get back?
I think your physical condition is the most important thing, making sure you're strong enough and flexible enough to be able to do the skills that you once did.
Well, you were teammates at one point. Does she look like she's lost anything?
Definitely not. In fact, I think that she's actually matured into the sport. She seems much more confident, much more poised. This is a very tough position to be in, and she's handling the pressure very well. Getting ready for her dismount. A round off, 1.5, with a small step on the landing, but the Bruins have to be excited about that.
One down. Utah is on the vault. There's Kim Allan, a freshman, a member of the Canadian national team.
She's performing a Yurchenko Arabian. Great landing.
And Kim is excited. It may be too late to catch UCLA, but Utah definitely battling for second. Doni Thompson over on beam, 9.80. That will get it done. And for Kim, 9.90 on the vault. Now, Alabama is currently in second place. And there's concern from Sarah Patterson, and here's why. Kristin Sterner of Alabama fell on the bars. Her score 9.30, and let's show you what happened.
She's performing a pike Jaeger. Looks like it's going to be pretty good, but her hands just don't stay on the bar. Let's take another look at it. Her wrist actually hits the bar first before she can get her grip around, and they just slip right off.
So again, they throw out the low, so if the rest of the routines are clean, Alabama won't have to count it. And up is the sophomore sensation, Andree Pickens.
Andree actually competed this exact routine at the 1996 Olympic trials.
She tied for third on the bars in the individual competition.
Her third release move at Tkachev, into her fourth, a straddle back handstand. Getting ready for the dismount. Nice full in, great landing.
Well, that'll help alleviate some of the concern for Sarah Patterson. Another outstanding routine from Andree Pickens. Over on the floor, Brooke Andersen, the senior from Marietta, Georgia. Georgia currently in 6th place.
Nice front full to a front pike, very clean.
And at this point for Georgia, it's no longer about the three-peat, but it's about making a respectable showing. The floor, normally one of the solid events for Georgia. They came in ranked number 2 in the nation behind Michigan.
Getting ready for her last tumbling pass. A whip, immediate double full.
Brooke Andersen of Georgia. And a hug from Suzanne. Meanwhile, the score for Andree Pickens, 9.925 on the bars for Alabama. And for Brooke Andersen, a 9.90 on the floor. So Georgia making their way up the standings. And over on the beam, Heidi Moneymaker of UCLA.
Heidi has gorgeous choreography in this routine. You would never guess she's performing on 4 inches. Very aggressive. Nice back handspring split jump. Getting ready for her dismount. Very difficult. Round off double tuck, looking for a perfect landing. Great job.
And the smiles get bigger with every routine. UCLA on the verge of the national championship. The score for Heidi Moneymaker, 9.85. UCLA inching ever closer to the national championship. For the University of Utah on the vault, here's Theresa Wolf.
Performing a beautiful Yurchenko Arabian. And Utah is fighting for every 10th that they can get right now.
Over on the beam, Lena Degteva of UCLA, and she is the individual champion on this apparatus. And this is important because Degteva would give UCLA 5 clean routines. That means that the Bruins will be protected, and Mohini Bhardwaj can only make the score better. If she falls, it won't count.
What makes Lena so good at this event is that she has the difficulty, but more important, she hits it to perfection. Comes her leap series. Switch leap to a wolf jump. Getting ready for the dismount. A round off full. She chose more conservative dismount, looking for a perfect landing.
And that might be all UCLA needs. Her Bruins have done everything that Valerie Kondos Field asked of them. The score for Theresa Wolf for Utah, a 9.90. That will move them up in the standings. But with that 9.825 from Degteva, Utah is mathematically eliminated from the championship chase. Meanwhile, Georgia is putting together a nice little run over on the floor exercise. This is Talya Vexler, a sophomore. She finished 4th in the floor exercise in the individual competition.
Talya had a difficult 1999 season due to shin surgery, as well as spraining her knee 2 weeks before the regionals last year, which left her sidelined watching her team win the championship.
Georgia will host the NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championships a year from now.
Ending with a difficult double pike.
Talya Vexler of Georgia. Denise Jones of Utah is next on the vault.
A beautiful pike front half.
And keep in mind that a strong showing on the vault could move Utah into second place. The score for Vexler, a 9.90. Very strong for Georgia. And awaiting the mark for Denise Jones, a 9.90. And now the individual floor champion, Suzanne Sears from Georgia. She came into the Nationals ranked number 2 in the country on the floor and became the 13th gymnast from Georgia to win an individual title.
Watch this first pass. She's gonna start out with a double tuck, right into a punch front, back down the floor to a double full with another punch front.
She had the first 10 of her career. Came in the floor exercise earlier this season in a dual meet against Michigan.
Suzanne is a very powerful athlete, as we just saw with those jumps, and of course her outstanding tumbling.
A reminder that coming up next, Greater Greensboro Chrysler Classic, and Suzanne's father, Larry, once played on the PGA Tour.
Preparing for her last tumbling pass here. Nice double pike, great height.
Suzanne Sears of Georgia. And this has been a nice comeback for the Gym Dogs. While Sears was on the floor, here was Mohini Bhardwaj in the final spot for UCLA on beam. And she finished second in the individual competition on this apparatus to her teammate Lena Degteva. Again, UCLA has 5 clean routines.
She's preparing for her dismount. Very difficult run-up double tuck. The great landing.
Well, her teammates know they have done everything but mathematically win the national championship. The standings after 5 rotations.